But in Ghana, an average person mustn't have a generator. You have to take it to the cobbler. Brofu, you're speaking plenty English. Oh, please. Just imagine them sending you clothes from back home and it's not your size. Charlie, you will manage it like that. Are you okay? They could call cops on yourself if you are becoming a nuisance. The kinky in this diaspora, I do not like it. No. Hello friends, this is Jums of the Jums TV. Thank you for stopping by and you're welcome. How are you guys doing? It's been a long time we sat down to do a little bit of chit chat, and yeah, let's get straight to the point. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the things that I miss about Ghana. For context, in case you're watching me for the first time, hi, my name is Jumoke and I'm Nigerian. Jumoke, yeah, I need to pronounce it with the tonation. Jumoke. And I'm Nigerian, and the last place I lived before relocating to the US was Ghana. I miss Ghana so much. Even here in the US, I'm surrounded by Ghanaians. In church, everywhere I go to, they're just Ghanaians everywhere. I'm not even kidding. I used to think that Nigerians were everywhere, which I know they are, but Ghanaians are actually everywhere. Don't let anybody deceive you. You will find Ghanaians everywhere, which is a good thing. You go to the African store, mostly owned by Ghanaians. You go to the African restaurants, mostly owned by Ghanaians. Yeah, and that's the truth. That's just the way it is. I have not seen any Nigerian restaurant yet. If I find, I'll definitely bring it on the channel and show you guys. But for now, Ghanaians are taking over. So, like I said, I lived in Ghana for a few years. That was where I relocated from. And I've been here for a few months. I've not been here for that long. And of course, it's expected that I'll miss home. Of course, I'll miss where I was used to. I miss Ghana, and that's that. Okay. So first things first. In fact, let's just start with this. I miss getting princess treatment back home, back in Ghana, back in Nigeria, back in Africa. I miss being a passenger princess. See, you guys, for those of you that are still back home, you actually don't know what you're enjoying. No? I know, right now there's a lot going on in Africa, especially in Nigeria and Ghana. Things have become high and all of that. I understand. Standard of living is top of the roof. I understand that. But you get the context of what I'm talking about. You see, back home is as if things are landed to us. Like you don't have to sweat too much for things, if you get what I mean. Let me give you an example. Back home, when you go to fuel your car, when you go to buy gas, they call it gas over here in the US. When you go to fuel your car, you're going to buy gas, you have attendants doing it for you. I mean, that's also a form of employment, right? So you have people doing it for you. You pay them, the money's worth of the fuel you bought. But here, you have to fuel your car yourself. Nobody does it for you. There's no attendant anywhere doing anything for you. Although I heard 1 or 2 states do it, but for the most part, you do it yourself. To be honest, I've still not gotten used to it. If it's my turn or I'm the one to fuel the car, I don't like it. I don't like it. I've still not gotten used to it. Pardon me, I've still not gotten used to it. Maybe subsequent videos I'll tell you when I get used to it, but I've not gotten used to it. Soft life. Yes, I miss that. I used to buy my fuel from Goil. If you guys know Goil, I used to buy my fuel from Goil for the most part. Yeah. So I even had their membership. They're like ATM. Yes, like the ATM card kind of. So you put money there, then use the card to buy fuel at any Goil filling station. I was enjoying the service. I liked it. So yeah, that's it. I miss having, you just sit in your car and then they're fueling it for you. But here you stand up and yeah. Okay. Another thing I miss is getting my hair done. So this hair I made it myself. I've, by the grace of God, I'm skilled in hair making. Yeah. To an extent, yeah, I can make hair. And back home, of course, I could make hair back home. But when I think about how long I'm going to sit down and make the hair. I'll just get up and go to the salon, right? So for the most part, even in Ghana, I used to make my hair myself. But there's some complex styles. I'm like, let me just have somebody do it for me because I don't know, it's just nicer. Pay for the service, stretch your legs and do it. But over here, when you think of how much the services are, you will sit down and do it. Even if it will take you 3 days, 4 days, you will do it by yourself. Classic example, it shouldn't take this long. I was just lazing about it. This hair took me 3 days. Let me explain, breaking down for you. First day, losing my hair, detangle my hair, prep my hair. Second day, deep condition my hair, wash it and part it because I was using a new technique. So I wanted to part it first. Then there was a way I did it. So I used the second day to part it. The third day was when I installed this. It didn't take me probably about 3 hours or so or less. It was not that long to install. Yeah. If you can do it by yourself. I know people who barb their hair themselves just because barbing your hair can cost like $40 to $50. A friend of mine was telling me how there's this barbing salon for black people, black texture of hair, our kind of texture of hair, and it's $100 to barb one session. Another of my friends said, that's like $200 because your hair will grow in like 2 weeks. So that's like $200 in a month just for haircut alone. Nah. So if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. But I miss that back home. If I don't want to do it myself, I can always get somebody to do it for me. And there's so many hair dressers or hair stylists that you can go to. The roadside one, the bougie one, however you like it. There's always someone to do it for you. So I kind of miss that. Although, living here would help you harness those skills you have, will help you build on them and perfect them. So yeah, that's kind of good too. But to be honest, sometimes we just like people to do things for us. See, if you're watching me and you're living in the US, please, if you have a good, authentic Banku plug, let me know. Of course, there's Banku here, African restaurant, there's Banku everywhere. But I miss the actual Banku. In case you guys don't know, my favorite Ghanaian dish is actually Banku. Any day, anytime. It's still Banku. So I'm right now, as I'm even filming this, I'm craving Banku so bad. But I want the Banku like the one we get in Ghana, which I know is almost impossible because it consists of fermented corn dough and fermented cassava dough. I it's the ones you get here would usually be corn dough, but I've not yet seen the mixture like we have it back home. Yo, if you have a plug, hit me up, okay? Because yeah, I actually do miss Banku. Honestly, the next time I go to Ghana, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm bringing Mori. Yeah, I'm bringing cassava dough. I don't know how. I don't know. I have to ask people who have done it before, or I don't know. I'll have to ask because I need it. Yeah, so there's nothing like it here. I have not seen anything like that. It's just like kenke too. The kenke in this diaspora, I do not like it. I eat it because that's what we have. It's just like you manage what we have. When we're growing up, our parents would tell us to be content with what we have. I mean, that's what everybody should live by, but I'm trying to be content with what I have. But this this thing I have is not it at all. But yeah, we're managing it. Yeah, but if I can get a better option, to be honest, I'll go for it. Thank you. I also miss some Saturdays, you just want to eat cocoa and bull fruits, or you just want to eat wache. I miss that. There's nowhere to walk to go and buy roadside wache. Of course, thank God we now have an African restaurant in the city, which is good, and there are so many of them. But you have to drive to go and buy it. Back home, you can just walk to the junction. I just go and buy. You don't want to drive. Yeah, some Saturdays are just meant for chilling and relaxing. No stress, go to junction, buy cocoa, buy both fruits, eat, and you're good. Here, you probably have to think of making it yourself. That's why I said, you see, back home, they treat us like princesses and princes. Oh, yeah, I actually miss that, going to the junction to go and buy. Because where I lived, right, In fact, the two places I lived, there was always cocoa somewhere at the junction. Cocoa and bofo. I always at the junction. I don't know why. And wache always standard procedure. We always had that, everywhere. So it was very easy to get, easily accessible. But yeah, okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll manage what we have. This one is one of the things that kind of gives me a bit of headache here in the US, here in diaspora. And it's the fact that back home, I didn't have to bother about, oh, this fruit, this cucumber is organic, this pineapple is not organic, this yam is organic, yeah, this one is, I didn't have to bother about all that because for the most part, except, there have been infiltrations here and there in our food, but for the most part, pollution and all that, it's a whole story for another day. But for the most part, every fruit you buy back home in Africa, back home in Ghana, in Nigeria, is organic for the most part. In fact, you don't even have to think, there's nothing like, oh, this one is inorganic. For the most part, it's organic, it's good, it's healthy. You don't have to worry about, oh, is this GMO? Has this been sprayed with something pesticide? You don't know. No. There's no need to worry about all that. We don't think twice about buying things like that. The only things we think twice about buying back home are packaged foods, tin foods that have been imported. So, yeah, I actually miss that. Here, I have to think, do my research. It's a lot, just because I want to eat. I have to be reading all the time. Back home, well, although this is something when I get back home, I will incorporate 1000%. 1000%. Always read your labels, you guys. Always do not gloss over. Read the nutritional facts or the nutrition facts. Read, know what you're putting in your system. Don't take it for granted. The fact that you are living back home does not mean, because we have a lot of imported things back home. So read. Yeah, and we have things made by our own people that sometimes could be questionable. So read, guys, read. Yeah, but I mean, I miss just randomly going to market, buying my tomatoes, buying my pepper, buying my plantain, and not overthinking it that, oh my God, so is this organic or not? Yeah, these are the issues. I miss not having to think twice about certain things, e.g., making alterations to your clothes. For instance, if this shirt tears now or loosens, back home, I won't even have to stress myself. There are seamstresses everywhere. Just take it and mend it and come back. Or even these people that carry their sewing machine around, they fix it for you. But here, do you know how much alteration costs? Just imagine them sending you clothes from back home and it's not your size. Charlie, you will manage it like that. If it's too tight and you cannot wear it, put it aside. Maybe you send it back home. But or if it's too loose, you manage it like that, or you learn how to sew. Simple. Learn how to tack and all that, make little alterations. But if you don't know how to, alterations are expensive. Which day was it? To fix a name tag or so. How much was it? Was it $12 or something very ridiculous? I'm like, hey God. And of course it could not be tacked because it won't look very professional, because it needed to be professional, it needed to be neat. I'm like, is that how you guys are? So yeah, learn to tack your clothes. If possible, learn to sew as well, so you won't stress yourself. Yeah, little things. These little things that we take for granted back home. You can I just remember, if I needed alteration, just drive to the junction or walk to the junction and give tailor. Hey, you guys, you don't know what you're enjoying if you're back home. Yeah, I miss that actually. This is totally weird, but I actually miss the noise in Ghana, the neighbors' noise. Well, the places I lived in Ghana were pretty quiet, but I just miss the noise. Here is almost impossible for you to hear any noise. I think, yeah, because everybody is minding their business. If you make noise too much self, they look at you like, are you okay? Are you okay? They could call cops on yourself if you are becoming a nuisance. But back home, the noise was just all part of it, depending on where you live, just the noise of people talking, chatting, noise of party going down on the street, people throwing birthday parties and all of that. And like, I actually miss the noise, although mm, peace and quiet is good. But yeah. So the other day, one baby was celebrating, was it her first birthday? That's my neighbor on the other side when I was living in Ghana. We are just listening to what the MC was saying. We would laugh in the house, and we're following every step of the way. Everything they were doing, the music they were playing, we're listening to everything we could hear. But here, not as much. Maybe not as much actually. I also want to add that another thing I miss aside alteration and all is shoemaker. Maybe your shoe has issues. Just see some shoemakers are always passing, so you just give them your shoes to mend for you. But here, you have to take it to the cobbler. Brofu, you're speaking plenty English. Oh, please. And they'll collect big money. So everything here abroad is DIY. But back home, you can get away with it. Doing your own pedicure, you can get away with it. Just pay people to do it for you. I mean, that's also a form of employment. You're paying people for services, which is good. You're giving people things to do to earn money from. Do you get it? Interestingly, since, of course, you guys know that lights off is not really a thing here. There's only been light off once since I've come, and I suspect maybe it had to do, I'm not too sure, maybe because of the hurricane thingy that was happening at some point. Maybe it affected us. I'm not too sure because I heard some parts, but it went off for at least, was it 2 minutes or so? And I'm like, I didn't even know because I was, doing something in the bedroom, and I had to shout, I beg go, she na only us. Is it only us? I be what's going on? Is it everybody? And yeah, I was told that there was lights off everywhere. So I don't know what happened, but it came on not too long after. Yeah, so I'm like, hey, is this how darkness is in America? But it's wild. But when I was growing up in Nigeria, one thing that, aside several other things, but one major thing that I knew about Ghana, even though I didn't know a lot, one thing I knew, I was sure of, is they didn't used to take light in Ghana. But upon upon getting to to Ghana, it's still kind of like that. It's still better than Nigeria. It's still better than the light situation in Nigeria. That's what people always used to insult us, but that's why we're here. But it's still better than Nigeria because an average Nigerian must have a generator. If you don't have, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't have a generator. But in Ghana, an average person mustn't have a generator. I didn't have a generator in Ghana. The light situation was not good. They just kept taking it. Doomsaw, just taking it left, right. I'm like, I heard now is actually really bad. The light situation in Ghana is bad. But before I left, it was just some way. They'll take lights and they'll just take it at night and it's hot. I'm like, yo, no, 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 this is not the way to live. But I mean, I don't miss not having lights, but I it's kind of interesting. I mean, when they take the lights and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. But yeah, at least they've taken light here once. So yeah, it kind of felt like back in Ghana. I'm just like, oh my goodness, they've taken a light. Well, these are some of the reasons I've missed Ghana. I've missed the community. I've missed living life. I've missed the food. You see, food. I've missed the food, but thank God we have, substitutes here that at least can suffice, pending the time that you go back home. No place like home. Forget it. Don't let anybody deceive you. No place like home. We are here chilling, living life, but we still miss home. We still miss living, a good life. We still miss things handed over to us with ease back home. But yeah, that's okay, guys. But yeah, that's fine. We're here and I'm trusting you guys are doing okay too back home. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if you live in the diaspora and if you miss some of these things, or let me know the things you miss if I didn't mention them. All right, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.